Hi guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Just in this video we're going to quickly highlight how you go about submitting the client's documents for quoting, and then we go about reverting that review back to you. So hopefully you can listen in and follow the steps, and we can get you on your way to joining up and partnering with us. Thanks so much for your time. So in this slide we're just going to highlight, obviously we've got the bills in front of us, so what do we do now and how do we go about quoting? So basically just pull out your phone. The simplest way to do it is just take a snap, as we said in the previous slide, and now it's about how do you then go through sending that to us. So there's two options and they're both really simply. Basically you can either message it through to us to the mobile number that's on the portal and also in this slide, or you can email it to that email address that's also provided through here. The key information you're going to want to include is obviously just the client's trading name, which will probably be on the bill, but just the more info the better, and obviously your name as well in terms of your company name. The reason for that is it just helps when we're compiling our quotes. We can obviously address it to the correct people, and it's just a bit more personalised like that. And we do have a large number of quotes coming through each day, so it just helps keep track of all those things, obviously. Now, one key piece of information we get a lot, whether it be from our customers or our partners, is it easy if we just compile the info for you and either tell you on the phone or send that through? The answer to that question is it's not easier. It actually makes the whole process quite a lot harder. So the best thing you can do is, as I said, just take a photo, whether it be yourself or your customer, of each page or the relevant pages, have them sent through to us in email or text format, and then we can revert that back nicely with a quote, and you can obviously forward that to the customer, or we'll then approach them on your behalf. So on this slide there, we actually have a demo version of a quote that we would then revert back to you. Now this one in particular is for the FPOS, and we do have a simple second page to that, which is obviously for the energy and the telco. But this here just obviously highlights what you receive back, and we're just going to go through here a little bit about the information that is in it, and we can obviously help with you explain to the customer, or we can just do it for you and get in touch with them directly. So you notice across the top there's the 4 key pieces of info, obviously being total bill, number of debit transactions, credit monthly volume, and average sale price. So that's information that we like to use when we're looking up quotes, but it's also good for the customer as well, just to get that simple info in front of them, and if they're ever comparing themselves or whatever they may do, they can just get a bit of an idea of what they're dealing with. Now you'll notice the red box, it actually says current rate summary. So that's actually there just to highlight the customer's current rates. Now no matter what bank that's with, we can translate that into there. Now you'll notice there that it says number of debit trans, we've just put NA, and that's just because this customer here, they're actually ended up paying about the same, so we didn't bother to put that in. The next box down again says new rate summary. Okay, so this is what we've advised. Okay, so it basically just says there the new debit transaction fee, the MSF, which I won't confuse you with, but basically the standard rate. So in this instance, the customer was best to have a flat rate. It just says next to it there the 21,000, which that 21,000 comes from the credit monthly volume at the top. So a lot of customers won't actually understand those two things, but it's basically there if customers either do understand it or want to understand where the savings come from, which is really important. We put that in just for their own knowledge. So the next section down, you'll see that it says monthly fees, it says monthly debit charges and monthly credit charges. Usually you'll have in the current fees boxes where they're blank, you'll actually have what they got charged currently. And all it's basically doing there is going to balance up their current charges against the new fees, and in the green box below it says savings per month. It'll tell you the difference in price. So most times there you'll see a 10-20% saving if it is possible, but that's basically just there to highlight exactly where the savings are coming from comparison to their current fees. Now, once again, most customers won't even look at that bit. The only part they want to know is the very bottom 3 green boxes, which says monthly savings, yearly, and 3 yearly. Now, we just do that because it helps give people an overall view of what they're actually dealing with. What are they actually going to save, each month, each year, and then over a longer time period. So in this template version, we've obviously highlighted $200 savings, and yearly it's about 2-3. So the reason for that is if you said to some customers they're only going to save $50 a month, well, to them it might not seem much, but when you add it up as $600 a year, well, to them it's better off in their pocket than a bank's. So that form there directly is basically just highlighting exactly what their current rates are, what their new rates would be, how those savings balance up, like where they come from compared to their old fees, and then down the bottom just really simply again, how much am I going to save, whether it be monthly, yearly or 3 yearly. So that's a really simple way that we can articulate to the customer exactly where the savings are coming from and what they will save. So we've just gone through the steps there, obviously compiling the bills, submitting the bills, and then we'll revert back to you the quotes. The final stage of it all is basically the customer acknowledging the savings that we've found, and then obviously proceeding, which we obviously handle. So the best way for that to take place is we would then take over the process there. We would obviously engage our partners to help compile documents. A lot of times customers may not have things like bank statements or various other things, so that's where you guys can still be part of that process, and we really like the idea of you guys being involved anyway, because it sort of reflects on you guys. You guys are the expert, you're the one that's provided that service to them or suggested that service to them, and basically what we're doing then is just finishing the process. So we then would become the point of call, obviously, or the product will, and it's sort of taken over from you from there. But with any issues and whatnot, we're the point of call the customer can contact. We send them out their welcome pack, etc. And obviously we'll take care of the relationship from there on behalf of you guys. So I hope that really clearly and quickly articulated how the process works. It's a really simple flow. We like it that way. That's why we like the idea of sending the photos through. It keeps it really clean, and obviously submitting the quotes back to the customers will be done via email, so they can really digest it on their computer or even just print it out and have a good read of it themselves. So yeah, look forward to receiving plenty of quotes and plenty of opportunities to save your clients money and working together in the future. So thanks very much for joining us.